Hi guys, and welcome to episode 37 of the M&T podcast.
Shit me.
I'm T, that's Tiff, and this is M.
That's me.
Hello. This week we talk about so many things, including the Euromillions, Nutella, pancakes, and happiness.
It feels like all we talked about was the Euromillions.
It was a long one about the Euromillions, but really good conversation. This is a long pod, as you have seen, so feel free to cut it in half.
You've got, take half an hour, 40 minutes, then go make yourself a cup of tea, turn us off, come back to us another time. People enjoy the long format. I know that.
Yep.
Because that's a decent walk or gym session that you're about to go and do now that you've just switched us on. But yeah, we're sorry if we ramble.
We do babble. But we hope you enjoy. We love having you here. Please, if you can and you're on Apple Podcast, rate and review with a few words. We haven't asked you to do that in a while, so please do it. And we'll see you in the episode.
See you in there. Hello, Poppet.
Don't I say Poppet?
Usually.
Oh, that's so confusing. Hi there.
Hello.
How's it going?
Good, thank you. Welcome to episode 37, which, Tiffler, is 1 week closer to episode 40.
Indeed we are.
For some reason, you have raised the stakes.
I wasn't going to bring it up.
You do every other fucking week.
Well, wow.
You have set the
30 seconds in.
You've set the tone.
Swearing at me.
The episode 40, for some reason, is going to be an absolute epic for people. And we are 1 week closer to that.
We are indeed. Yeah, I'm excited.
How's it going?
It's going all right.
Yeah?
They're having a good day so far.
We've had a great day so far.
Yeah, lovely. And you're about to pour me a gin, so I'm here for it.
We are having gin and tonic. No rosé today, but there will be rosé next week.
We've already bought the bottle.
I'm
excited for it.
That's for next week.
Yeah, anyway, today we are having... What gin did we buy? Nope.
Tanqueray.
Tanqueray.
This is a bottle of Tanqueray, which has been decanted into my decanter.
Which I am intrigued to hear what gins people like. Because some people are very fussy about gin, aren't they?
They are, and I think quite rightly as well. I think as I've got older, and therefore got into gin a little bit more, some are good, some are shit.
Do you know where my favourite place to have a gin is? In the gym? No, my favourite place to have a gin is at Savannah on the Sunset Strip. Because they have a massive gin menu. And each one has different garnishes.
Well, Mambo's gins are good as well, aren't they? They do the big goblets.
I think you're thinking of Savannah gins.
Maybe I am.
But Mambo probably also do gin goblets. But
is it Savannah that does the goblets with lots of bits of fruit and garnish? And
yeah, the different bits of garnish that I was just talking about.
Sorry, I was
rudely butted in. Yeah, they do all the different ones. So a different gin comes with a different garnish. Sometimes you get pomegranate, sometimes you get orange, sometimes you get all different things, and lime and cucumber, depending on the gin.
Fuck me, are you sponsored by Savannah?
I'm working on it, love.
One day, the pod will come live from Savannah, and we'll have a gin and tonic there.
That would be good, wouldn't it? Having a live pod at sunset.
Well, I think that's
that would be difficult.
It'd be noisy as well.
Yeah,
there's a lot of logistical nightmares.
So let's go do it before it's open.
Yeah, we'll do one there. We'll take...
But on the fake terrace, yeah.
Well, that's a good first question for people. What's your favourite gin?
Yeah, tell us in the comments.
We've talked previously about what our favourite gin is, and I stand by it. It's that Brewdog one. Lone Wolf Gin.
Yes, you very much enjoyed that. Cactus and Lime.
Cactus and Lime. That is a banging gin.
Nice. What did I say?
I don't think you've said that you have a favourite gin, have you?
No.
Law Gin from here is good.
I do like Law Gin. I also like the one that comes in that Tiffany blue bottle. Your parents bought us it once when they were
the square
travelling.
Is it a square bottle?
I think it's rectangular. Yeah, it's
that's what I meant.
Yeah, it's but I can't remember what on earth it's called. But we went to the shop to buy this bottle of gin yesterday or the day before. And I was like, well, I'm not having Gordon's.
I know, you were such a snob.
But why not? What's wrong with Gordon's?
Well, I don't know. Well, I mean, when you kind of said it, I was like, I didn't say anything at the time, but I thought, what's wrong with Gordon's?
Oh, no, I don't know.
So maybe this year, 2021, maybe it's when we improve our gin palate.
Which I'd love to go to a gin tasting.
Well, this is the thing. I think that when you have a gin, I mean, we're drinking Tanqueray.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think, only because I'm drinking it in isolation, I don't think that tastes any different to any other gin and tonic I've ever had, other than the Lone Wolf gin.
But if you have it with its proper garnish, it would taste different.
And I bet you if you had them side by side with other gins, you would notice the differences.
Exactly.
Someone who's far more educated on this needs to let us know what we need to be looking out for.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, I still like it.
And it tastes good. It's Sunday.
Yes.
We've just had a barbecue.
We have just had chicken wings and burgers for lunch.
It was
and
lovely.
now we're here having gin and a pod, which isn't so bad, is it really?
It's not bad. It's not bad.
How's your week been?
I think it's been a good week. Yeah. Yours? Sorry, I was all over the place.
Round the houses then.
I really did. Good week. Since the last pod, I've been an intern. I've had an intern job at this big corporation based here in Ibiza. They're just this massive conglomerate. They're a bit of a machine, but I've managed to gain myself an internship where I've been working there.
What's the company called?
TiffanyBennettWriter.com.
TiffanyBennett.com, yeah.
Oh, sorry, Tiffany. I should know your website, considering I'm an intern. Tishany? What the fuck is Tishany? Tishany-Daffnerson at Hidden-Duckbur.
Tiffany-Bennett.com, that's all it is.
Is that the name of what's the name of your company?
Tiffany Bennett.
Your company is called Tiffany. You're like Joe Malone.
My name isn't even legally Tiffany Bennett.
Not yet, no.
No,
you never did anything to change your name, did you?
No, because we always had a flight booked, so I never changed my surname because of the passport stitch.
I think that's good. A week into my internship, I've now found out what the name of the company is that I work for, and it is Tiffany Bennett.
Yeah.
Incorporated, limited.
I don't know.
Or just
.org.
.net.
.net.
No one loves those kind of
.net. How was your internship?
Do you know what? I've actually really enjoyed helping you. Ultimately, that's what I'm doing. I'm helping you. But yeah, we've joked it's a little internship, but there's a couple of reasons why I've enjoyed it. Firstly, it's like a nice little project for me. Couple of hours every day. I'm basically helping you with your social media accounts that you manage for people.
Yeah.
And I've actually found that very interesting, and how social media, in sort of inverted commas, how that works. But also I'm like excited about it because it's an indication of where you are at with your company and your job, in that actually, jokes aside, you're starting to need to outsource some of your work because you've got big projects on the go, and you are at a point where potentially in the not too distant future you might want to hire somebody. And for now, you get free labour because that's what husbands do.
You say free labour, but what I'm trying to do is just keep all of our money.
Well, that's it. Don't outsource.
Keep all the money.
You can pay someone nothing.
Yeah.
And if that means using a loved one.
Honey, you don't have a job.
Yes, I do.
What is
it? To look after you.
Which you do, and you make me lunch and coffees and bring me snacks and do all the things that sometimes I'm too stressed to do. It's not stress, it's just I work right up until when lunch is ready, and then I work right up until it's time to make dinner. And I do normally kind of make dinner or help make dinner, so it's not like I'm just it's not like August to September, October last year when I was just in the office.
You did nothing but work and sleep.
But over the especially this month, things have ramped up, and writing proposals takes my time up, and actually doing the writing work for websites and other people, it takes up a chunk of time.
Of course it does.
And I'm kind of branching out into other things as well, which take a bit longer now because I'm still learning, or I'm making sure it's absolutely perfect, and stuff like that. So handing over some of the more admin-y side of things is really helpful, and I think you have been a huge help. And I was supposed to look at the stats before, and all of the stuff before.
God, let's not do the analytics here.
We're not going to do the analytics here, but I already know that it's done well.
Good.
So that's really, really good. It's been good. It's been a good week, and I've really appreciated the help.
No worries, I'm going to do it again next week.
Yes, I do still need your help. I don't want it to just now go away. But I think, and I've been timing my work a lot better, so I'm going to kind of analyse that and see where I can outsource.
I just think I think it's really exciting that you're at a point now where it's important that you analyse your hours and where your productive hours, because you're busy, you're full on working, and you are at a point now where, in order to potentially go not to go to the next level, but if you're going to continue to progress, you're already thinking how you're going to have to adapt your working and your hours. And what I love,
and it is going to the next level. It is like adding an extra, adding an extra amount of money to your monthly incomings, and like it's like my goal is really to like double what I'm doing. So I have to like be brave and say that and take the next steps, or else
you've said it now.
Or else it's not going to happen. And that's the thing. It's not just kind of expanding. It's kind of exploding. Like I want to go bigger, faster.
Yeah.
So I need to do that thing where I let go of the stuff that actually I can let go of. Yeah. So it's quite a...
And another thing that I've enjoyed about it is my experience and skill in sort of managing people. I'm kind of reverse managing.
Yeah, well, you're doing your Apple thing on me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really weird because technically, on face value, I am like your intern. I'm working for you. I do what you ask me to do, and I take some admin. But it's kind of, I have enjoyed that in a way. I'm also...
You've told me how to do that.
I'm managing you through the process of managing me.
Yeah.
Which I think is interesting, but I've kind of enjoyed it. But that's because, I've got X amount of years of experience of managing teams and getting the most from people. And so it's kind of funny that I'm helping you get the most from me.
Well, yeah, you've told me what I need to do to make sure you're doing your work best, which is like completely, it doesn't make sense.
It seems weird. I remember when we were trained on this at Apple, which like when I first became at management level in Apple, we went through leadership and management training, which, as you would imagine, is all about how do you get the most out of the people that work for you. But I always remember that part of it was, now that you know how this works, why don't more people go to their managers and say, this is how I need to be managed. I want you to do this for me, and therefore you'll get more from me. And I'll always sort of remember that. And that's kind of how I worked for a lot of years at Apple, was I not only would manage my team, but I would go to my direct manager and my line manager and stuff and be like, this is how I work best. This is potentially how you can get more from me. How can we make this work? Rather than just accepting everything your management tells you.
Anyone in a normal, in inverted commas, job wouldn't do that. Like, that's not a thing.
No,
not a thing.
In Apple, that was encouraged. That you would go to your manager and go, I don't believe in the way that you're doing things. I want you to do something differently. And that was celebrated.
Yeah.
And do you know what? I don't know. I would hope that as your business grows and potentially that you hire people. That's what I did at Apple. I developed people. I hired people.
So will you be my development manager?
Well, yeah, I'd be your HR manager. I would be.
You are good at that.
That's always what I did, and it's what I was best at the whole time that I was at Apple.
Because you were the best like people leader, weren't you? So we always, when we go on our walks in the afternoon after lunch, we always end up talking about business and where we're at, or like random stuff, obviously. But actually, sometimes that's the really good time where we like hash out stuff between us.
Yeah.
And like you always kind of use Apple stuff on me, and I know you are, and I ask you to or welcome it, and it's just like almost like you teach me how I should be or I could be doing things that might work better than the way I am doing things. And and we just kind of work together on that kind of stuff. And I suppose we're really lucky on that, because I don't think I know many other kind of couples that can do
you
that.
could potentially end up killing each other.
Yeah.
But I don't know, we just do it in a healthy way. Like, if you're annoying me about it, I'll just say, like, nah, this is just, you're just going to annoy me.
Didn't actually know. Let's go back to Monday.
In the first 15 minutes of day one of my internship, I'd already made you cry.
I just remembered.
So, like, yeah, the internship went off to a rocky. But that, again...
It's because I wasn't prepared.
I decided I wanted to challenge you.
10 minutes in.
I did. Well, yeah, because... And I know, like, a joke, like, yes, we're husband and wife, and we should, like, it's all about, you know, looking after each other, this and that and the other. But you want your business to do well. I want your business to do well. I hadn't consciously woken up that morning thinking I'm going to piss her off and make her cry. And I wasn't like this arsehole fake employee. I just wanted to ask you lots of questions. And I thought, well, if you hire someone, which one day soon you might, you never know, you have to assume that they're going to have lots of questions. And are you ready to answer them in a way that's going to help them and help you in your business? And you hadn't prepared.
I hadn't prepared for the onboarding process. So I had timed in the work I needed to do in the time where I should have been sat, like, talking you. I thought you were going to sit down and crack on.
Yeah.
Whereas what I should have thought is I actually have to go through this with you.
Day one.
Because you are a new dumb employee, in inverted commas.
Thanks, love.
No, but you know what I mean. Like, if that had been anyone else coming in, if I'd hired someone random from the island, I would have had to spend half an hour with them to go through stuff.
Probably more, because you need to know them as a person and, like, what makes them tick.
But I hadn't allowed for that, and I had a busy day. So what happened was, you sat there and asked me these questions. I could see on my screen that this was eating into the time that I'd allowed myself to do another job. And then I got overwhelmed.
Yep.
And so then I cry.
Yeah.
So in the first 15 minutes, that was fun.
Great start.
Now I remember it was funny. But at the time I was just like, I'm not ready for this. I might as well just do it myself. Like, I was just but it was funny.
Do you know what? If, like I say, in a weird way, I'm happy that in a way I can help you in that way.
Well, it's better than me doing that with someone else that I just employed. It's kind of good that we're going through this.
Yeah, we go through the growing pains, the teething pains,
And I have to remember that, I'd probably spend, the good part, maybe even like the first half of it. If I had someone for 4 hours a day or something, it would be definitely the first kind of, I'd do it with them to begin with. Yeah. And then, so I now know that. So that's a really good step. And it is really good to know, like being where I am, and I know I've been in limbo now for a couple of weeks, and I've talked to various people about outsourcing, getting a virtual assistant, getting a member of staff, or doing doing something. And so it's just an interesting time, and I need to figure something out.
It's an exciting time. I'm properly proud of you and how well you're doing, and anything that I can do to help, I'm going to, obviously.
And you have helped, so thank you.
This week, you have yet again broken a record and sent out your biggest ever proposal.
Oh God, I thought you said I was
we talked about it last week.
What have I broken?
This is your guilty conscience kicking in. Yeah. But was it last week that we talked about how in your work life, maybe the week before, that you'd just sent out your biggest ever proposal, and you've just beaten that? I have just beaten that. It's not been accepted though, so that's
accepted
okay.
proposals.
That's okay. The fact that they're even on the table is, again, just another signifier of how well you're doing. So I'm proud of you, and I'm proud of you.
Thanks, love.
And I'll do my best.
You are helping me in a lot of ways, so thank you so much. And you're also helping around the house, because you are getting the garden ready.
Well, this is the thing.
Summer.
This is the thing. Like, it's a little cloudy today, but it does feel a little bit like spring is in the air in Ibiza. And
there's buds on the trees.
There are. Like, while I was out there this afternoon, preparing our barbecue lunch.
Mm-hmm.
I look at the 2 fruit trees that we have. We have a pear tree and an apricot tree, and both of them.
We have an apricot tree.
That's what that second tree is.
Oh.
You don't fucking know what's
make
going
jam.
on there.
What else can you make with apricots?
Brandy.
Can you? Oh, don't people like grill apricots? Is that an apricot?
Well, this is like when we moved in last year in July. Clearly, these trees had by that point they'd already gone through quite a lot, and so every bit of fruit that you got was a bit shit because it's almost like they were overripe and they'd just been left to rot.
I did not
and
know
things
that
like
was an apricot tree.
It's an apricot tree.
So you can do things with apricots.
Let us know. What can you do with an
apricots
apricot?
go in pastries. Is that an apricot thing on
a Danish?
On a Danish.
Yeah, could do.
Yeah.
And then we've got the pear tree, when you could do pear crumbles and people poach pears, don't they?
Poached pears in red wine.
Yeah.
You'd like that.
Anyway, those 2 trees have just started to bud. Like you can just start to see the little leaves are going to start coming out, which is great. But yeah, I'm preparing the garden knowing that before we know it, the weather's going to be fucking epic all the time. And last summer, we didn't spend any time indoors, really. It was all outside. I can picture you. You're going to be working from the table out there. We're going to eat every meal out there.
Yeah, we did before. It was lovely.
Every lunch, every dinner was out at the table outside.
And there'll be no work going on once that hotel's open. So
very close to being done.
We'll either hear the tunes from their roof or
we'll put our own on. So yeah, I'm doing a fair bit in the garden, building a deck.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah.
I'm ready. Yeah, I'm ready to have people around for a barbecue.
And that's another little update about what's going on in Ibiza this week, isn't it?
Yeah, there's a lot going on. We have been, there's
unofficial sources.
Stories are stirring that restaurant terraces can open on March 2nd or 3rd. I think So fingers crossed that's true. We'll probably find out this week, obviously, in the lead up to it. And so if restaurant terraces can open and they can have tables of 6, for example, that means we can probably have 6 people in a house having a barbecue.
Yeah.
So,
and that's kind of all we want.
Yeah, we just want our friends round.
I know that there's a lot of... It's a funny old time that a lot of people are like, well, what are we going to do for our summer holidays? I want to book a summer holiday. Can I go on a summer holiday? And I'm like, one step at a time, guys. I'd just quite like to see my friends.
Let us go out first, and then see whether you can come here.
Well, yeah, exactly. But what I sort of mean, like, particularly, again, this is only based on UK media and talking with people in the UK. Would they not just be happy to be able to go round to their friends and family's house and potentially go for a, like...
The issue there is that the weather in England is often shit.
That's true. And I think a lot of people are grasping now at, please just give me a holiday, because maybe their last summer holiday was cancelled. So I get it. But
if you can't do like a staycation, then you shouldn't be able to go abroad. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So one step at a time.
Yeah.
Let people in England go round England.
Yeah.
And let people in
Wouldn't it
Ibiza
be nice
go round
to just
Ibiza.
Yeah, wouldn't it be nice to just go to your friends or family's house, guilt-free, completely legally, completely safely, and spend an afternoon having food and drink and stuff?
If you can't go to your nan's house, then you shouldn't be able to go...
Fly to Ibiza.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's the tagline.
Maybe that's the name of the pod this week.
You can't go to your nan's house.
You can't come to Ibiza.
Yeah. That's good. So that's the update. So we're ready for that. What else has been going on? Gym's going well. I went on another hike yesterday. Everything's kind of going.
Quite
it's
a good
just
week.
Going, isn't it?
I'm selling Lavello kits. Somebody's Lavello kit, and I know he'll be listening. Brian messaged me. He's the first person who ordered the new ones, and so his was the first one that was in the post, and his arrived yesterday.
How exciting!
And yeah, it's really pleasing to have orders coming through. So shameless plug here, if you don't already know, Lavello Cycling is my brand, my cycling brand, and I'm selling stuff. It's not pre-orders, it's not it's
not a sign-up sheet.
It's not a sign-up. I have got stock, and I'm selling and shipping cycling kit now. So it's in the link in YouTube. You'll put it in the show notes.
Yeah.
Lavello Cycling. But it's exciting that the stuff is selling, and I love that. That's the fun
That
bit.
is exciting.
After such a long amount of work behind the scenes of getting something ready, this is the bit that's exciting, where someone goes, I want one, they order it, I pack it up and ship it, and then it arrives. And that's very rewarding. And that's happened this week, so I'm pleased with that.
Yeah, that's where our stuff differs. Like yours is a physical product, like that you can touch and feel, and you pack up and you post. Whereas I just kind of write something on like a Google document, and it doesn't feel real.
It doesn't feel tangible.
Is that the right word? I was going to say that, but I wasn't sure it was the right word.
Tiffany Bennett writer, everybody.
I was just
Doesn't know her words.
Oh, well, I'm pretty bad with words.
It's Sunday. You're off work. You don't need to know the words.
I don't have to use words today.
It's a day off.
I can say what the fuck I want.
And you usually do.
But it doesn't. Yeah, it's not in my hands. It's not something I send to somebody. It's something that I create online. So it doesn't look real.
Where do you get your satisfaction from then? Where do you get the little endorphin rush of this is working, this is done? Is it? And it can be, is it when an invoice is paid? Is it like seeing things land in the bank account? Is it getting feedback from a customer? Is it sending a proposal? Is it creating it? What is it? Where do you get because mine is the stock turning up and sending it to people.
Last week I got a website on the first page of Google.
You did. You asked me, can you just go on Google and look up XYZ? And I did.
So I've never that was my first kind of big SEO thing, where I consciously tried to do it and I did it. And so for me that's a big thing, getting something on the first page of Google.
Well, yeah, you got a website that you work on, a client of yours, some fairly open and broad criteria put into Google, their website comes up first.
Yeah, smashing.
That's an incredible achievement.
And so that I've never experienced that, so that's quite good. But I actually I think my satisfaction it does come when money goes in the bank.
Of course.
Because that's obviously a big thing.
You're only natural. It's only human.
Yeah. But it also comes when I see a finished website. Because if I just write the words, it is on a Google document. It's just on a Word document. So when I actually see a website that's pretty with all the imagery and all of that, and then I go, oh, I wrote that.
Those are your
that's
words.
Cool. Yeah, they're my words. And I'm like, oh, I recognise that. So yeah, the finished bit of that. And then I guess if an Instagram post, I guess on social media, if I like numbers. So when I do the monthly reporting, if things have gone up, I'm happy.
Yeah.
So it's very much analytical on that sense, but and I guess learning new things, because I get really stuck in. If I even the past couple of weeks, I've started new things, and my head just goes into this zone, and you lose me for hours. Yeah. And so that's the kind of thing that kind of gets me, pumped up and happy to do things. So yeah. Variety.
Nice. I think
I can't touch or feel anything product.
Again, it's a question I ask because it's another thing that I think is important when it comes to work, is knowing what motivates you. And
I had to think about that, so that was a smart question.
But also realising that that's not what motivates other people. So numbers motivate you. I always used to find that at work, I wasn't really that bothered about numbers. Working at Apple, I was never really I was never turned on by the amount of phones we sold that day. That's not what got me motivated to go into work the next day. But for some people that really is. It's I want to do more. I want to, and they want to just see numbers rising. What gave me satisfaction was, I think I'm a little bit more touchy-feely, a little bit more people-y focused. And mine was, knowing that a team member had achieved something that day that they hadn't achieved previously.
And that's why that works for you managing me, because if you see me achieve something, that will make you happy.
It does.
There you
does.
Go.
That's what gives me satisfaction from my work. So
it stems on from that love language stuff, doesn't it?
Oh, it does.
Oh, some people sent me their love languages, and I found that really interesting. Where people are at. I think Jade, my little sister, she liked gifts. I think her top one was actually receiving gifts, and she was like, well, I don't think Carl's very happy.
Oh dear.
Yeah, it's funny.
Funny. Do you know what? It's really weird is Brian, who I was just talking about, who will be listening to the pod, as we were talking, just messaged me to say that he was out for a walk. So I've just lost the message because I was looking at something on my phone. But he was out on a walk and just saw a group of cyclists go past him. And he wishes that he had Lavello business cards to sort of hand them because he was just passing them in the street. And so I think that's a good idea. Maybe I need to put like 1 or 2 extra business cards in the package. And
maybe with a discount code.
Maybe with it. Oh, watch this space. Hello.
It's not a bad idea, is it?
Might be working on a little ambassador program. Oh, spoiler.
Oh, how exciting.
Lots of work talk.
Yeah, but that's basically all we do right now.
Well, it is. And that's what we're doing. And so if you're interested in either of our businesses, you'll find them in links and stuff. Come and talk to us. We're both excited and interested about what we're working on at the moment. So
also, we just like talking to other people. So come set up a Zoom call.
Yeah. We like talking to anybody other than each other. It's quite nice.
There's so many other things we've got to talk about. So I have written down here Euromillions. Why have I written that down?
You wrote, well, this is because I think it's a big one. So we were discussing this week. I think the Euromillions rollover this week was £176 million. That was done on Friday, and we were talking about how we would spend that. I have since learned that there was no jackpot winner on that one. I only saw it on a Spanish website, so I don't know what it is in pounds, but it's 210 million euros for the Euromillions that's being done on, I think it's done on Wednesday or something, or Tuesday, I don't know.
Lovely. So we can actually play the Euromillions.
We can play it from here.
Euromillions, yeah, okay.
We can set up and play it from here. So at the moment we play as part of a syndicate with my family.
Yes. If we played on our own separately, would we have to share?
Well, legally no, morally
no.
There's some turmoil. Well, it's there's a Friends episode that does this, isn't there? Like, so we've played the lottery before with our group of friends, with the Table 8 group, and then you wonder, you go, okay, so we've given money to that, but if I bought one ticket on my own, it's got nothing to do with them.
I wouldn't tell anyone.
You wouldn't. I'm pretty sure they'd quickly figure it out.
No, but you don't. No, but you don't have to. You
don't have to declare.
The lottery doesn't. Yeah, that you have to agree.
So you're going to privately win £210 million,
and then tell who I want to tell. Because
this is why I wanted this discussion, because there's so many moral conundrums.
Listen, and the reason I'm doing this is because if you get put all over the news for winning the Euromillions, then you're going to get all of these.
Yeah, I wouldn't want that.
Worms and leeches come out into the open and go, remember me? And I'll be like, fuck off.
In a way, wouldn't you want that? I'd love for some of the leeches to turn up just so that I can tell them to fuck off. I'd buy
that hotel in front of me and have all my friends stay there. I wouldn't know. It would happen anyway because friends tell friends and people know. Like, oh, did you hear they won the lottery?
Well, you're not going to win the lottery and your friends not find out.
Yes, but then
there's a difference between going public and your friends finding.
Will go to people that you might not want to find out.
But they're the
leeches.
There in itself is the conundrum, which is we're in a syndicate with my family for the 210 million euro jackpot this week. Mm-hmm. But if I just went and bought myself a little euro... Mm-hmm. So legally, absolutely nothing to stop me doing that.
Absolutely.
Morally, absolutely fine. Fuck you all. Well, you'll find me on my own island and I won't tell you where it is.
But what would happen is you'd end up giving money to your family.
You would.
In whatever way is legally possible.
But the thing is, with a syndicate, it helps with sort of tax purposes and stuff.
Right.
Giving a friend 50 million quid because you can, they're going to get taxed to shit. Well, they're still going to get lots of money.
You do it in the dodgy way. No, you can't.
I don't know how to.
Don't you buy a property and stuff?
Well, that's the thing is you need to buy.
Would you like a jet ski? Oh, okay, that's what I would do.
You need to buy a lot of jet skis.
I mean, you would like a jet ski. But,
I fucking love a jet ski.
But I mean, okay, but aside from the moral stuff, because I can't be
that's
fucked
boring.
with that.
How would you spend 210 million euros?
Well, they say that you should go on a holiday to figure out what it is you want.
Can I argue that?
Yeah, go on.
Because I did with my family this week, because we had this conversation. I agree in principle with so much of the just go on a nice big holiday. But I don't think anybody makes smart decisions when they're on holiday.
No, you make, because you're like, oh, is that snorkel $100? I'll take 2.
Exactly.
We've literally done that.
Well, exactly. We went to the Maldives, and here's genuine story, going off on a tangent. We went to the Maldives. If you didn't know, we've been a few times. And we like to walk around whatever island we're staying on.
Yeah.
The swim shorts that I took with me were Ted Baker. Right? And on those walks, which were probably a good few kilometres, couple of kilometres walks, they chafed. And I hadn't taken any other swim shorts with me.
You took one pair?
I think I only took...
I do not remember that. But yeah, they were all for show, not for function.
Absolutely. So we went to the little shop on our little island where, shock horror, they can charge what the fuck they like. Because you're in the Maldives and they know that you're going to buy it anyway. So I think that pair of swim shorts that I bought, which are lovely and I still have, were like the equivalent of like 80 quid.
Are they the ones with like the surfboard thing in them?
They're like
the grey ones.
Very comfortable.
Yes.
But because I needed them, they can charge what the hell they like.
But I don't like the in-mouth snorkel, so we also bought face snorkels for
we bought snorkels.
$100 each.
So imagine, Imagine you've just become a multimillionaire. So you don't know how to be sensible with that kind of money. Nobody does.
How long until you get money?
I don't know. It's not instant. I don't think they just do a bank transfer. No, I don't think. And there are options, aren't there? They can give it to you in a lump sum, or you can choose to have it come to you
that's
in.
Smart. Yeah. Anyway, you don't. Full of rosé, you do not make. Well, it would be champagne, wouldn't it?
So what I said, and I'm happy to argue this one if people think I'm wrong. I would buy the holiday to the Maldives, but I would buy all inclusive.
Yeah.
Because you've already paid, even if it's a stupidly expensive holiday, I can afford it now, so it's fine.
We'd go to the W immediately.
The W. Okay, so we'll go to the W in the Maldives, all inclusive. I've already paid up front. I can drink as much champagne, eat as much food as I like. So even if I have a day when I get...
Still order like champagne on top of it, because that's not part of all inclusive.
But, Tiffler...
Sorry, I'm getting to the nitty gritty.
At least you're not in a point where you are going to lose your inhibitions a bit and go, fuck it, I'm just buying this, and this. Yes. Which happens on holidays.
You'd probably buy a beach hut.
I'd go, are any of these rooms available to buy?
Is this island available to buy?
How much is this hotel worth? And so, bingo, you won the lottery, you went on holiday, and you come back broke.
No, but, does it not depend on the person? Because think of me.
No,
we would go on said holiday, but then at least on one morning I'd go, love, we're going to sit down. I brought my notepad. We're going to talk about this.
I'm so torn on it all because...
You actually got your head in it.
No, I really am. Do you know why? Because I'm genuinely anxious that if we ever won the lottery, that we're going to need to have an admin meeting.
That's a good thing to do,
But I don't...
Love.
This is where we work well. Do the admin. You do the admin. Let me, for the rest of my life, live in a world where I go, fuck it, I'm a millionaire.
Well, that's good, because then I get to do whatever I like.
With somebody being control... Like, I joked, what I would do is I'd go on this holiday, I'd spend a lot on the holiday, but not more than I need to. I would then come home, I'd give all of the money to my dad, and I'd ask for a weekly allowance.
Why not me?
Because it's my dad.
But he would give us pennies.
He probably would, to be fair. It'd be a measly allowance, but
so you'd
rest in peace knowing
you'd rest in peace before you'd got all of the money.
The amount left in the bank is earning a great amount of interest.
You'd rest in peace before you got the money.
See, this is the thing. I need to find the balance between being an absolute fool or being boring.
So that's my bit. I'm good at that. I can't believe you didn't choose me to do that.
Well, I was. That's what I said in a conversation with my family. So you got to make your dad feel good because he's the money man.
Well, yeah, he's very.
My dad already has a spreadsheet ready, knowing exactly what to do in the case of a lottery win.
I love it. But what would you actually do? What would you like to do?
So beyond
the Maldivian holiday,
do you go on the holiday?
Immediate Maldivian holiday.
So
I'd get a private plane to.
Yes. So, I mean, we've said this, whether we win 1 million or above, my plan remains the same, but it's just maybe slightly larger.
Scalable.
It's scalable. But at 210 million euros, I buy here on Ibiza 2 or 3 luxury villas, big ones.
Always luxury, or would you put a mid-range villa?
Bearing with. I'm buying 2 or 3 luxury. They're going to cost me, 20 million each max.
Oh, God, yeah.
Like, if you bought the best villa in Ibiza.
20 million's going to get you
exactly. You're buying half the island,
villa.
Right? So, let's say I buy 2 or 3 10 million euro villas outright. They're going to be luxury, and they're never for me to live in.
No.
They're so that
DJs to
they're
rent.
for DJs to rent out and for me to have great holidays in when I want. But for the most part, they're going to make me money, and a lot of money, and I can use them when I want. They're not going to sit empty. I'm then also going to, like you say, going to buy some mid-range things that I will live in, things that I can go in, including apartments, maybe in San Antonio and an apartment.
Long-term rental.
Yeah.
Would you buy like an apartment block of like 10?
Yeah, maybe.
Like that one we looked at that we were going to live in?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, and just almost like stick your name
block
on it and just be like, that's mine. And I think this is like how our brain works, is I know that I'm going to be buying things that people would go, oh, that's like a dickhead purchase. But I'm buying them knowing that actually long term they're going to have paid themselves off quite quickly.
Yeah. That's what worries me about the obviously massive villas. But if you only have a couple, that's fine. Because if you look at like this year, you still have to like pay the mortgage.
Yeah.
And no one's been able to come into your lovely 8-bed luxury villa.
But you've bought it outright.
That's true. Oh, that is true. You don't have to pay the mortgage.
If I'm buying a 10 million euro,
But we'd also be smarter and not just buy on Ibiza because it's so freaking expensive.
Yeah. But this is, I mean, and this is what I mean, is whether it's 1 million or 200 million or even less than that, this is where, regardless of how much money we come into, this is where we want to live and for our businesses to be and for life to revolve around this island, because that's why we're here. We choose to be here. So I do a few investments here, probably a few in the UK, small houses, family-sized houses. I just own some and rent them out. And we said that we'd probably also get like a good penthousey apartment in Dubai. Yes. I wouldn't buy a house. I don't need one. I'm not going to be there much, but
buy one that you can Airbnb.
Yeah.
So you'd
everything
have like
that I'm buying, other than maybe 1 or 2 properties that would be in exclusively ours.
Yeah.
Every other property that I'd buy would be an investment because it would make me money because I would rent them out to the rich and famous.
Yeah. What vehicle would you buy?
Here in Ibiza, I would buy a G-Wagon.
And in Dubai?
And in Dubai, I would buy a G-Wagon, a Raptor, and a Lamborghini.
Why do you need 3 cars in Dubai?
Why not?
Well, this is where you get stupid.
Just so you know, combined, those 3 vehicles are probably still less than $1 million.
Okay, fine, you can have that.
So I've still got 209
But can I buy the Raptor? Can I have the Raptor?
Yeah, the Raptor can be those 3 vehicles. If you're happy with it, they could be ours.
Oh, thank you.
Unless you want
much.
Your own. But
you wouldn't let me drive the Lambo.
No.
So I would drive the Raptor because I would suit the Raptor more.
At least if you crash the Raptor, you're going to damage whatever you hit more than you're going to damage you or the car.
Yes. So I'd have the Raptor in like matte black.
No.
Hold on, what colour Raptor?
It's my Raptor.
Are you having the blue Raptor? No,
it's going to be
blue.
You
just said it's ours.
That does no.
So then I'll have the G-Wagon in matte black.
Okay.
I know. Yeah, you want a blue Raptor?
Or maybe all 3 should be matte black.
Oh, lined up.
Yeah, that'd be a dickhead move, wouldn't it? Would you? I mean, 210 million euros lands in your account. Do I get
some of that?
Do you have any other than what I've just said there? Do you have any other plans? What else would you do? I think it's a given that we'd give some of it to friends and family and help people out.
Yeah, of
But
course.
like,
but
no
also,
one cares about that. Like, what are you going to spend on
I do that like
you?
on condition. Like, I don't want to like ruin. Do you know when you give money to people and they just spunk it? I would invest in people. There you go. Like, if someone wants to start a business, like I'd buy Naomi a gym.
Yeah.
And Jade, she loves like doing the decoration and renovation of houses.
Yeah.
Maybe she wants that to be a business.
Yeah, she
Like,
wants to
I could
start up an interior design business.
like that.
I think that's a nice idea.
So
because-
I'd rather invest. We've discussed this before, and I'm glad I remembered, because I'd rather have people do something they love. Like maybe one of our friends wants to start their own beer company
needs to buy all the kit and needs a brewery.
So I'd rather do that, and obviously everyone would come out on a big fuck off holiday in our new 20 million euro
Oh
villa.
yeah, I mean, rest assured, anybody who's listening who is a close and dear friend, there's going to be one hell of a holiday.
Hell of a party. But I'd rather invest in something that people can grow in, and then that makes me a multi-business owner. So.
Well,
great.
yeah. Would you
I'd be
a stakeholder in
silent partner stakeholder? I would make
in
money
all of their
out
businesses?
of everybody, because I'm not stupid.
So that's clever. So you're investing it and giving a sort of an injection of money to all of your friends and family who need it for something specific.
Mm-hmm.
You're making their dreams come true potentially by giving them what it is that they need. But you're definitely taking a slice of everything that they make.
Absolutely.
I like that. That's
It's
good.
smart.
Well, this is a thing, is that I'd like to think if we came into any amount of money, I think we're at a stage now in life where we're, as much as we know how to enjoy things,
Yeah, we're not like completely stupid.
we know how to invest in a way that's going to...
I'd also like employ somebody who
What would you
actually
do with your business?
knows about business and that can manage it all.
What would you do with... you come in, that money lands in your account tomorrow. What would you do with TiffanyBennett.com?
I would find some shit hot writers and
Hire
have them
them.
under my umbrella. So potentially I don't physically have to write anymore. But I might do like a couple of... I'd have things
It's
that
funny
I
though,
like
isn't it?
to do.
Because you said that the writing bit was your favourite bit. That's the bit that you enjoy doing.
Oh yeah, but that's the only bit I'd do anymore.
Oh, okay. So
So I
somebody
wouldn't do anything else.
I think an important thing.
But I'd need more
to do,
writers.
you would need to hire someone to become a general manager as well.
Yeah, you'd have... Yeah, exactly.
You basically hire a CEO.
Like what they did with Gymshark. Like the founders of Gymshark are no longer CEO or COO. They've gone into design and whatever else. Like they do the things they want to do, and they have someone managing it that knows what they're doing.
I think that's a great idea.
I'd have like a manager. Do you know like DJs or artists? They have managers.
Yeah.
I'd have
So
somebody
that you can just crack on doing the bit that you do.
live my life.
Yeah. The brand is your name. You do the bit that you enjoy doing. You're the
I wouldn't
key
change
stakeholder.
what it is though.
No.
Because
That's
it's still like a creative company, and yeah, it could expand into other things. Like maybe I'd have photographers and videographers and have a whole agency style thing.
Yeah.
But it wouldn't, like the roots of it wouldn't change. I wouldn't change the business.
Yeah.
There you go.
It's so hard to say, like how much.
We'd have a bar here. We'd open a bar.
Yeah,
We've
definitely.
always said that we'd open a bar.
Yeah.
But we'd be so hands off. We'd get the best bar manager, the best staff, blah blah blah.
Yeah, and we would. What the work for us would be to make sure that we're investing wisely.
And it would be called
Getting
Table 8.
It would be.
And
called
it would
Table
not
8.
have 8 tables.
No, it would have 7.
Because that's my lucky number.
Mm.
Yeah, cool. This definitely has to have something to do with lottery in the title, or Euromillions.
Yeah.
That's good chat. Yeah.
I would always love to know what people think. It's one of those.
We could do a whole podcast on that.
You
like,
can. I think
you can have a whole series.
You
on
can get
having
lost
guests.
in it, can't you? You can get lost in thinking, "Oh, well, I'd do that. I'd do that. I'd do that." It's one of those conversations that I'm sure people around the world all get lost in, of what would you do with that amount of money.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people probably do some things that are similar, but I'd always love to know, is there something that people would do that's completely
totally
different,
random,
that like
But I would go on lots of holidays.
And I think that'd be important.
I'd be very
right?
remote in my working.
Yes.
Yeah. So you had a bunch of subjects, right? That one-word subjects to talk about?
I did. Before I get into that, I had what was just sort of like a general question that came through.
Yeah.
So are we going into question time? Should we call this question time?
But we're not talking about one-word subjects.
Yeah, we'll just include that.
Okay, question time.
Let's head into question
time.
Matt and Tiff's question time.
Welcome back. Thank you very much, Chris Marston, yet again for a wonderful jingle. So into some questions from people. As you said, Tifla, the majority, I didn't really ask for questions from people. I asked them to give me one word answers or one word for us to then discuss. But one person did send through prior to that what I thought was a very good question.
I've
generally
got 2 general questions.
Cool.
Yeah.
Why don't you go first then?
Okay, so Brian Daly came in and said, as you plan to...
Lots of shout outs for Brian Daly this week.
Is that the same
That's
Brian?
That's
that's Brian.
That's Lavello Brian.
Sorry. Brian Lavello said, I think you plan to stay forever on Ibiza, which we do. And he said it's a good plan. How does retirement work? I haven't got a fucking clue.
No, we're kind of making it up as we go along.
It's something we need to look at, and actually something we have discussed a couple of times this week, actually.
Yeah, we actually have.
So it's just something we need to learn about. But what's happening right now is that we don't even know how to register our businesses because we don't have residency. So we're just waiting for that first.
That's it.
And then everything else will come.
It's kind of something it's on the back burner we're obviously always thinking about the future. I mean, all of the work that we're doing right now is for the future. But I think we're definitely at a point right now where we've just got to think about the here and now.
Yes.
We're setting up businesses. As you say, we haven't yet completely got our residences here in Spain. Once those things are done, I think getting our residency, getting our businesses into both of our businesses, getting into just sort of a bit of a rhythm. From there, we really truly start to think about, okay, well, what's the next phase of our lives? But we were sort of saying we're still relatively young. Like, of course, we need to plan for the future and think about what happens when we get to a point where we don't want to work anymore. But we're actually building lifestyles now where
that will be
that's possible.
And money will come in.
Yeah.
So,
and it's okay because we're going to win the Euromillions. So.
Exactly.
But good question.
So that was.
But we are here for life, Brian. It's a good point. Like we're not here just for a few years to work because it's where we like to be. Like we've come here because we think this is where we'll be forever.
Yeah.
Who knows what the future holds? We'll never say never to anything, but this is where we want to be, and it's where we are. So we go from here. I had a question from John. John is another person who has recently bought a Lavello chassis.
Oh,
so
lovely.
Clearly, not only are they great Lavello customers, but they're key listeners as well. John and his missus listen to the podcast a lot and laugh when we talk about who are our top guests at a dinner party, which I think we've done a couple of times. But I thought this was a great question, and it's not one that we've done before.
Ooh.
Who is barred from your dinner parties?
Trump.
Great answer.
I
have a 3.
You have
and
3?
I want you to have a 3.
Can you do your 3 while I think?
Well, one was Trump.
Okay, great.
Trump is not allowed anywhere near me, my family, my property, this island.
Trump golf course incoming.
Katie Hopkins.
Oh, fuck, yeah, good one.
Nothing would please me more than to see her, get poisoned at my dinner party, but I'm not willing to allow her in, to allow that to happen.
Okay, yeah.
She should just fuck off and die.
Okay, all right.
And thirdly, this is slightly controversial and in no way the same vein. And I don't think of her in the same way as I think of the other 2 previous.
Can I get a clue?
You won't get it. Clare Balding.
The crafts presenter.
She fucking drives me crazy. I don't wish anything bad upon her.
She just presents crafts.
She does like the fucking horse racing and shit. Like, I wish...
She's in the same thread as Katie Hopkins and Donald Trump.
She's really not. This is the thing. I don't wish anything bad upon her. I don't, and I'm sure she's a lovely lady in person, but she's not allowed to come to my dinner party. She is barred. I cannot stand the woman. She is irritating. I hate how she's considered a national treasure when I probably treasure an old sock more than I treasure her. She just pisses me off.
Oh, God.
Fuck off, Clare
I
Balding.
feel like it's the kind of person that your mum would like.
Oh, she probably does.
Oh, no.
Because she's nice, isn't
Fuck off,
she? And
Clare
she's
Balding.
just... Oh. So those are my
God.
3. And I'm sorry that Clare Balding has to go in the same bracket as those 2 utter people.
Ow.
But I'm sorry, but
Oh, my
no one
God.
annoys me
I was
more.
literally crying. That's so funny. I don't think I was...
You've got 2 more. You've also gone for Trump.
Yeah, obviously. I don't really know now. Like, I'd like Johnny Depp's ex, because she's a bitch.
What's her name?
Amber Heard.
Amber Heard, yeah.
And... Oh, I don't know. People barred from a dinner party. Probably most of my high school friends. Can I put them all in one?
That's actually a good answer.
Friends as in, don't actually speak to them anymore. They all live in the same town.
What you mean is those people who would be those worms and leeches.
The leeches.
They're barred from my dinner
The ones
party.
that go, remember how close we were in high school?
No, I
Fuck
don't.
off, I don't.
No, I don't.
I was going to say names then, but it could have been a name of somebody. I was going to say,
No.
fuck off, Karen.
Do you know what?
But
Let them think. Let them.
they
Maybe
don't
that's
listen.
me.
Can you imagine if they listen?
Do you know
Do
what?
you think people listen that hate you?
I learned this week
Oh, God, no, you
that
didn't.
somebody listens to this podcast who I didn't think would listen to this podcast, who is from my history. And I think that's interesting.
I think is it because you just don't know. You don't know who watches your videos. You don't know who is stalking your Instagram unless they accidentally like something from 300 days ago.
I'm fully aware that people do. And welcome.
Hi there.
Believe it or not, we didn't put this content out thinking that people would never see it.
And also, I'd rather people just reach out again.
Yeah,
It's
just
not
say,
like,
"Oh,
just say
hi."
like, God, you know what? I've been watching, loving what you're doing, hating what you're doing, whatever you want to say. Like, it's just better than just
I
stalking.
like to think that people hate it, but are still watching
We're
it.
mean people.
No, we're not mean. I love the idea that people...
Clare Balding. Oh, that got me.
She's in the
Anyway,
title.
moving on. My other question is best top 3 restaurants in Ibiza. This actually, because I asked you if we went out for a month, if we went out once a week when the restaurant's open, where would you go? And
Once a week for the next month.
This basically has to be your top 3 restaurants in Ibiza.
Oh,
So that's from Diane Brooks. Thanks for your question.
Great question,
He's stressing
Diane.
out right now.
I'm going to pick Pikes.
For the restaurant?
I'm going to Pikes for a roast dinner.
Okay. Interesting.
Plus, you're not only having a roast
Well,
dinner.
yeah,
are you?
you're thinking about the extended
I'm going there for a weekend.
for lols. Next.
Bambuda.
What? You're not nothing. I didn't think any of these were going to come up.
I'm going with Bambuda.
That was smashing.
Bambuda's lovely. And I'm going to pick one I haven't been to.
Go on then.
STK.
I think that's because you miss STK.
I miss
Dubai.
STK Dubai.
Oh, wow. My top 3. So basically we get a top 6.
Your top 3
Garaje.
are the Burger King in the airport.
Yeah. Garaje, Ibiza Rocks Bar, and Tapas.
I mean, good choice.
So we'll share them.
So because we come as a couple, we get all 6,
Yeah,
right?
literally.
I'm happy with that 6.
I'm okay
Yours
with
are
that.
good.
Thank
Yours
you.
are, what are yours?
Tapas, Garaje, Ibiza Rocks Bar.
Lovely.
Because, pit up.
Oh, you could do those 3 in a day.
I often have.
Oh,
Oh yeah, I can't
Happiness.
wait.
I am
Hey burger. We had burgers for lunch. Let's do the burger emoji.
there's a good
today.
chance that
Burger
emoji.
58. Well, we got loads to talk about still.
Oh God,
this might be a double.
We're
listen for people.
approaching the hour, and we haven't got on to the next section of the pod yet. So let's crack on then. Do you have any other general questions?
No.
Okay. In that case, and I think...
Oh, I do. This is from Corrie, and it says, "Imagine the scene." Setting the scene.
I love this.
It's the 1st of July.
1st of July.
There's a worldwide announcement that COVID is gone and the world can reopen.
Yeah.
You've just finished Tomato Watch and I've just finished In the Office. Where are you going for the night? No restrictions. We've packed up working. Where are we off to?
Sorry, I just got buzzed on my wrist to say that I've
That
been
was
sat
it.
down for too long.
Where are we going for the night?
Pikes.
Yeah. Has to
Pikes.
be. If it's a proper party, then Pikes.
If the world has just been told, it's back to normal,
COVID doesn't
guys.
exist.
The first night after that, or the first night that Pikes can open with 0 restrictions, is going to be fucking insane.
Horrendous. Yeah.
And I'm going.
Yeah,
and I'm
I'll
going to
be
be
there.
part of that.
Yeah. I'd book a room.
Yeah.
And spend whatever it is on it. Because we won.
Pikes.
Because we won the
Pikes,
Euromillions.
immediate. Well, yeah, of course. There's a caveat to every answer to today's. We have won the 210 million euros on the Euromillions.
There is a private island for sale just off of Ibiza.
There is. Was it 176? Wasn't
100
it?
and some. Yeah. 170.
It's where Ronaldo holidays.
Yeah. It's a private island.
Maybe we'll just buy
villa on
that.
it.
Buy that, and we've still got 30 million.
Yeah, to pay the bills.
Yeah, to pay the staff.
Exactly. All right. What's next? You need to do the thing.
Well, no, remember that I stopped it.
Oh, yeah, you did.
I put out there one word: discuss.
Okay.
I think this has got potential to become my new favourite feature because of the words that we've been saying.
Oh, God, yeah.
Some of them, lovely, brilliant words that we can just go, okay, well, that's what it makes me think of, and then we'll move on. We should do this relatively quick fire, I feel.
should hope so, yeah.
Some of them, I'm yet to decide whether or not I'll say them out loud or not on the pod.
Interesting.
One from Diane. Sunshine. Discuss.
I would like some more of it.
I would like some more of it.
It's coming.
It is.
Felt muggy today, so I feel like we're in that season
We're
break.
in a season change between winter and spring.
Yeah.
I think more so than anywhere else I've ever lived, Ibiza has taught me that sunshine completely changes my level of energy, motivation, everything. Because here it's not always guaranteed, but when it's here, it's fucking awesome.
Yes.
Sunshine. Thank you, Diane.
Like
Great
it.
one. Did you get any of these, or is that only me that did this?
Yeah, I didn't put it out.
Had one from Gianna. Her word was startup. Discuss.
I talk about a lot on different clubhouses about startups and freelancers and entrepreneurs and all of that jazz. And I just think, anyone that you know that is a startup or a solopreneur or whatever you want to call them, try and support them. If it's just sharing a post or liking the post, don't scroll past it if you see their name. It really helps. So just help out. You don't have to spend money on that person. Just help out in any other way.
Yeah.
Because it's hard.
Good one. I think more and more people, maybe I'm noticing it more because of where we're at in our lives and stuff, but more and more people are turning to starting up their own thing.
Yeah, there's a few that we've got now,
rather than
friends.
working for bigger companies or being an employee, I guess. And you're absolutely right, as two people who both basically run their own startups, and you help startups as well as running your own,
It's interesting.
quite a lot, is don't underestimate the power of just liking, sharing social media posts.
Yeah.
You don't have to spend money.
Nope.
For me personally, you don't have to spend money on my stuff. But if you retweet or you share my post or you, I don't know, whatever.
Yeah,
that sort of thing.
Like and a comment can go so far.
That means a lot to me. Yeah. So cool. And we can all do that.
Also, it's been proven that you can just comment emojis, and that's no different than that's Instagram have actually said that there's no different than writing a post that's like relevant in inverted commas.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Wow. It's good that you know this stuff. One word discussed from my mum. Marvel.
That's not a one word discussion. Oh my God, that's a whole nother podcast. It's good. Your mum has started at the very beginning of the Marvel universe because your dad had started watching something at the end and that didn't make sense. So Tim, why? But considering your dad is organised and methodical, why did he start watching WandaVision before he'd watched Iron Man or whatever?
I don't know. The thing with my dad, who has been on the pod and has dropped the bombshell that he only ever watches a film once and can't recall any film other than Toy Story that he's watched more than once. I think my dad's very good at enjoying anything standalone because he can just watch something and go, cool, I quite enjoyed that.
But
doesn't need the
doesn't
backstory.
work like that.
Apparently it does, because my dad has enjoyed watching something knowing zero backstory or very little backstory. Anyway, my mum and dad are now doing the Marvel marathon from the beginning.
Yeah.
And yeah, now she's popping up going, discuss on the podcast.
Well, favourite Marvel character, obviously for me it's Iron Man. For you?
Favourite character? Black Panther.
Ooh.
T'Challa. King T'Challa.
You went that.
Favourite film? Doctor Strange. But
Seconded by
Black Panther. But as a character, Black Panther is cooler than Doctor Strange.
Fair enough.
Cool.
Good subject.
He's got vibranium at his fingertips.
Well, he's dead.
Oh, nice. Alice, I'm going to come back to.
Oh, what?
I had one from Tom. Harlequins. Discuss.
What?
This is brilliant. I love this. Harlequins.
Why am I discussing Harlequins?
That was what he requested. Harlequins. Discuss.
I don't know what that is.
You don't know. I only know Harlequins to be a rugby team. And I don't know anywhere near enough about rugby to have a discussion about it.
Rugby sevens. That was fun. Oh, yeah, you were working.
I've got 3 individual words from Jessica.
Oh, okay.
Camels.
Oh, I miss seeing camels randomly.
Tequila.
Also haven't had tequila in a while. Tequila sorbet. We need a Mexican night. There you go.
Okay. Pancakes.
Oh, I love pancakes.
It was pancakes this week, wasn't it?
We did well. We had lemon and sugar. We had a lemon from our very own garden. Lemon and sugar, and then we had Nutella and strawberries.
Oh, so good.
Delicious.
So good. And Bill, I'm not going to do yours. So, yeah. The one from Alice.
Hold on, can you show me on your phone what Bill said?
Bottom of the list.
We're
not discussing that on the pod.
No.
But Bill, if you do want to discuss it with us, we can get on a Zoom call and talk about it if you'd like.
If you want to talk about it. Seems like it's something close to your heart.
Alice sent through a word that... this is funny. This is how my brain works. I didn't know what the word meant. And so yesterday I Googled it because I was like, I need to be prepared for what this is. When she first sent it, I thought, it's okay I don't know what it means because it's clearly Welsh. Turns out...
She spelled it wrong.
No.
Oh.
Turns out it's not Welsh at all.
Right.
But when I say it, if you don't know what it means, and I don't think you know what it means,
God.
you'd go, yeah, that's a Welsh word.
Okay.
Polyamory.
Oh, that's so interesting. I've talked about this with other people before.
Okay.
Basically,
so what is polyamory?
Basically...
Have I said it right?
Yeah.
Doesn't it sound like a Welsh word?
It does.
It sounds like a town just down from Aberystwyth.
Where
do you live, polyamory?
Some people do live there.
I didn't know what it meant, and then I Googled it.
Oh, God, did you not...
It traumatised me.
Oh, my God, that's not a thing to Google if you're not ready for it. Being polyamorous means having more than one partner.
Yes.
And you could still be married and be polyamorous.
Yes.
It's very interesting. And a lot of people believe that it is like that they can only live that way. And and I find that absolutely fine. And I've had really deep discussions with people about it. So it's quite interesting if you deep...
So, I Googled it and like the definition was... to be openly and sort of with consent in multiple intimate relationships.
Yeah. And it's really like it's so interesting. I think I was listening
to the point where even being married.
Yeah, that's
3-way marriages and 4-way marriages.
Yeah, that's like obviously at the kind of higher end of things. It's like there's podcasts and blogs and like forums. It's
I didn't know there was a word for it.
Really? It's so
I certainly didn't think it would be the name of that small little seaside town in Wales.
It's so interesting.
For those who don't know, Alice is Welsh, which is why maybe I already had the idea of Wales in my head.
So it's very, very interesting and probably practiced more on Ibiza than you'd probably think.
There's a lot of just like free spirits here, isn't there?
But that's the thing, and it's not about...
Is it? It's one of those things where if it doesn't hurt anyone...
Do you know what I think? It's because the traditional, in very inverted commas, the traditional marriage is a man and a woman in a relationship. But actually, it's like it can be so much more, and it like that's just such a deep conversation that you're probably at 3:00 in the morning like talking about. It's one of those.
Yeah.
But yeah,
maybe we should do a 3 a.m.
because
pod.
I've talked about it with people who believe who are happy in that kind of realm. I feel it's really interesting. Wow. But yeah, not a Welsh town.
Well, that's what when she sent me through
that's so
polyamory,
funny.
I thought, oh, she's dropped me a little Welsh word here that I'm going to have to look up.
Googled it.
And then it's going to be that it's something fairly just sort of standard and normal to discuss, but I have to Google it first. And then, I Googled it and I was like, whoa, hold on. I didn't even know that was a word for that.
It's a thing.
Wow. That's the end of my one-word discuss. I love those, and I think we need more of them.
Yeah,
I think it's a lot easier for people to send them through to us. You don't have to think of a question. You don't have to think of something that you think is going to be entertaining or hilarious. Just send us one word, and we'll have either very quick or very lengthy discussion about it, depending on the word.
I like it.
So I'm going to do more of those.
Yeah, I like that idea.
We're going to move on now into the Would You Rather section, which is another popular bit.
Here we go.
Would you rather?
Now it's time for M&T's Would You Rather.
All right, would you rather, love? And we're going to do these quick fire because we are an hour and 10 minutes into the pod. Good discussions today.
Yeah.
But
you can also split a pod into two, so I hope people
But let's let people get on with their lives.
How many have you got?
4.
Okay, I've got 3. You go first.
Would you rather eat a raw onion or 2 raw bulbs of garlic?
Who's that from?
Diane.
I hate onions, so I'll have garlic.
You're going to eat 2 raw bulbs of garlic.
I don't like onions.
Do not come near me for a week.
Well, it would be the same with onions.
Do you know what? That was a tough one.
That was a tough
to
what
think
would you
because
do?
both are disgusting. I'd probably go with the 1 raw onion.
Great, will be a right mix. My one's from Shaz Coley. Hey Tiff, would you rather have a personal maid or a personal chef? What would you do?
Personal maid or a personal chef?
I'd have a maid. Well, cleaners. Because we like cooking.
Yeah, probably. Plus, by having a personal maid / cleaner, they do all of the boring bit
They'll
of
be there
cooking,
all
which
the
is to do the
time.
washing up.
Yeah, so I'd do all the cooking and make the mess. They clean it up.
Yeah, maid.
Yeah.
Do you know what though? I think it would take me a long time to stop feeling guilty about having one.
What if it was like a full-time always here maid? Like
I would always
be
because like I would always feel like, oh, I'm such a dick for not making the bed just because I know someone else is going to make it for me.
You haven't made the bed.
I haven't made the bed today, but at least I don't feel guilty that someone else has because you haven't either.
True.
But yeah, I think I would love it. It's one of these weird things that I would love because the place would be immaculate all the time, and I'd feel good about that. But I would always, watching them just sort of
Clean
take that glass
you.
away that you've just finished with and be like, don't worry, I'd always be like, oh fuck, I just feel like such
if they
a
were
dick.
a personal maid, could I limit when they like come in? Like,
Yeah, I wouldn't want I wouldn't want a live-in maid.
No.
I want a dead one.
Idiot.
No, I'd happily have someone come in for a couple of hours each day if they want.
Yeah.
But it's
Yeah,
weird
no.
because that's quite a big part of the Dubai culture, isn't it? A lot of
Having
people
a
have
nanny
maids.
and a maid, yeah.
Oh no.
Couldn't do that.
I
wouldn't want to.
I like that we have a cleaner.
Yes.
But on the daily, no.
Nah.
No, because that would make me actually feel bad. I don't think I'd enjoy it.
Okay.
And therefore
All right,
it
we
kind
won't
of
get a maid then.
loses the purpose. If we win 210 million, then someone's got to look after
Someone
the
has
places.
to take the bottles.
Well, exactly. Someone's going to have to wash the car.
Exactly.
Would you rather... I quite like this one. This one was from Tom. Would you rather be stuck in a water park that you can never leave? Or would you rather own one but you can never go on the rides?
Own one.
See, at
Because
first...
you can go to another water park.
Yeah, you just go to your rivals.
Well, yeah, I'd go
enjoy
to
it.
Aquaventure. I'd go to Dubai. Yeah, you, if you can't leave a water park, firstly, you're stuck with only the food that they offer. And that's normally pretty shit.
It's not great, is it?
And then you're stuck in a water park.
You're going to be pruny as fuck, aren't you?
So pruny. You'd get really good at that, like the surfboard thing, though, wouldn't you?
Oh, yeah, on those
You'd
fake
get-
tidal
yeah.
wave kind of things.
Yeah, you'd smash them.
Yeah.
Like but I would rather own one and not be able to go on the rides because loophole. There's other water parks in the world.
I hadn't thought of that, Tom. I mean, I get the purpose of the question, which is like it's fun to be at a water park, but even after a day, I'm kind of glad to
You're
go
like
home.
you're done.
I'm like, yeah, I can't go down that flume again.
My hair can only manage so many rides.
I can't walk up those steps one more time.
True.
It's a lot of steps in a
So
water
many
park.
steps.
So yeah, I'll happily own one and take its income. In fact, I might buy one.
With
I've just won the
Euro.
lottery. I might just buy one
Yeah,
and never go to it.
fair enough.
Your turn.
This was from Leslie Cat. Would you rather watch Sound of Music for 24 hours or
No, the other one.
watch Brighton for 24 hours?
Watch Brighton.
Play football, I reckon that means.
Oh, I'd watch Brighton. Brighton don't play bad football. They're just not as good as Wolves. So let it go, all right? This is 2 weeks in a row
That
now.
is 2 weeks in a row.
I'm not watching this. The Sound of Music is over 24 hours long anyway, isn't it? You already get halfway through the film.
So true.
I'm not watching The Sound of Music.
Okay.
Can you imagine?
All right.
That's torture.
Okay.
Would you rather give up air conditioning and heating, so any temperature control in your house,
Shit.
or the internet?
Well, I can't work without the internet, so I'd have to give up the heating and the thingy.
Okay.
Huh. The internet in like forever, like everywhere, or just in the house?
It didn't say in the house. It said, let's go with generally.
And
There's
then
no internet anywhere. But
in
there's also no air conditioning or heating anywhere.
I think I would acclimatise. You'd take a year or so, but you end up just working it out, don't you? Your body works it
I
out.
put it this way, right? The human race lived a long time without the internet
Well,
and found a way,
they probably lived a long time without heating and air conditioning.
but they found a way to survive, is what I mean.
Right.
Like, put a jumper on or open a window.
Yes, but you just said without internet.
Yes.
Right.
Which means, yeah, I know what I mean.
I don't.
I pick what I'm giving up. I'm the same as you. I give up air conditioning and heating.
Right, yeah. If you were...
Regardless, we don't live in that world. I'm still getting an air conditioning unit for the summer to go in the bedroom. It's happening and I don't care.
Okay, you've put it out there now, so you have to find one.
Yeah. If anybody knows where I can get one, let me know, please.
Yeah, I can't... Yeah, not
Go. I've got one more.
I've got one more. This is from Alice. Would you rather be so rich and famous that you can't walk down the road without getting mobbed or without security or whatever, or earn just enough money to get by, have your privacy, no luxuries, no holidays? I'd be really famous
Yeah.
because you'd have your security.
Do you know, it's until you said no luxuries,
Yeah,
no holidays.
I was reading it. I was like, oh yeah. I'd have just
and I think this goes back to one of the first things we talked about, which is if we won that big amount, I wouldn't want to go public. I don't suddenly want to become famous.
No.
I don't suddenly want to be known. I would love to be able to privately enjoy my money. And so actually, if you hadn't said no luxuries, no holidays, and it was just enough to get by, I'd be happy with that. Because I value privacy, and I don't like the idea of fame and being mobbed and things like that and needing security. That's awful. But so that I can still be able to enjoy nice things, such as a holiday or a nice little staycation with you or a good meal out or buy myself something pretty then I would take the first option and sort of find a way to make it work for me.
Well, what you do, I was thinking then, and I was like, oh, there'd be loads of people at the gate here. But what you'd do is you'd buy a villa with a really long driveway.
Such big land.
And so they'd actually be really far away that you wouldn't notice.
I think that's what eventually people end up doing, don't they? If they're of that stature, they buy a house or where they want to live in such big land that they have their privacy. It's one of the first things that anybody who is famous does, is they invest in their privacy. So they've gone into the world of everybody knows me, and then they buy security. They buy cars with blacked out windows. They buy houses with massive drives because they want to get away from human beings, because naturally none of us like each other.
Absolutely.
So we should stay away from each other.
Yep.
Let's go to a nice, easy, simple, one-word answer.
Go.
Peanut butter or Nutella?
Nutella.
Wonderful. What a great way to end the podcast. Nice and simple, Nutella. It came back into our lives this week, didn't it?
You did,
Nutella?
on the pancakes. I did just get a live question from Bill Farmer.
Go for it. Oh.
And that says, who makes the better coffee, you or me?
Me. Can't remember the last time you made coffee.
Oh, shut up. I made myself one this morning.
So you make yourself coffee. I can't remember the last time you made me one. So I don't know how good your coffees
A
are.
couple of days ago. Yeah, nice.
Me.
Good pod.
Long pod. Thank you for sticking with us if you have. The emoji, we talked about it earlier in the pod. Make sure that you send it through. And send through your one-word discuss and would you rather questions at any point.
Any point during the week, we make a list. We love it. And we love that you have been here with us. Thank you.
Stay safe. We love you very much. Hopefully next week we'll have even more positive things to talk about.
Positivity. Bye.
Bye.